Sup G's? Today I'm gonna show you how to get the perfect model. So, by the way, my name is Prince. I'm a 7-figure a year OFM agency owner, right? But one thing that most guys don't understand in order to make those type of numbers is you need the perfect model. Now, in any business, what's the two most important things that you have, right? Just think about it for a second. The two most important things that you need are the following. Let's write it down. Number one, what you need is you need the product and you need the marketing, right? Now, I want you guys to understand this, because most people just literally don't understand this. I'll get people and they'll be like, oh, but Prince, OFM is dead. My model isn't making any money. Well, that's because it's your model. Have you ever thought about why that could be? Could it be that no one wants to buy your product? Well, of course, you could have insane types of marketing. You could have, all kinds of black hat strategies, which, I do have a few, but I don't recommend that much. I'm more into gray hat now, right? We're gonna discuss this in more videos. But if you don't have a top level product, and I'm gonna refer having a model as a product here, right? And in case anyone wants to sue me in 20 years and pretend like, oh, but he said she's a model, she's a product. Oh my God, he needs to have jail time. Look, this is just fucking, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a disclaimer in this YouTube channel that I'm a comedian and nothing I say can be taken serious or can be used against me in any type of court. Nothing I say here makes any sense, and nothing here that I say is applicable to anything, right? But we're gonna literally refer to the model as the product. And if you want to make 7 figures a year in OFM, you need a fantastic fucking product, because that's what people are gonna buy. So in terms of OFM, you'll see, let's say you have model A, product A. She'll make 10K a month with X amount of marketing. Then you have model B, and she literally, guys, literally, the numbers show this. She'll make 50K a month, 5 times the ratio. If you look at the chatting, because the guys just want to fucking buy. They want to buy all the PPVs. They want to buy all the stuff that the model is basically selling, right? All the stuff that you're selling in the chatting, right? But I'm gonna explain you what to look out for, how to get insane ratios, and how to basically get the perfect model, right? So number 2, in order to get the perfect model, you need to start operating in a niche. And I'm gonna explain in a moment which niches to look out for. But yeah, if you operate in a niche, that is literally how you're gonna get the perfect model. A lot of guys have this idea in their brain that they can pick any model, any niche. It just needs to basically be a girl. That's not how the world works. In any fucking business, the more niche down you operate, the more excitement the customer will have, because he is literally specifically looking out for this one thing, right? Let's say you're you're a guy who loves Dragon Ball. Anytime you see something about Dragon Ball, you're gonna get excited, right? Every time you see something about that specific thing you like, you're gonna fucking get excited. So let me list the following niches that are absolutely destroying, and I'm gonna talk about every single one of them. The first one is the teenage niche. And like I said, don't take anything serious that I'm saying. Probably gonna be in jail in like 20 years, right? Because, I don't know, political correctness. Oh my God, he said it's a teenage. Bro, any girl that's older than 18 can do it. If you're 18 or 19, you are a teenager, okay? So the teenage niche is one of the most profitable niches in the OFM space. Now, why is that? And you'll see that when I'm talking about these niches. All these niches have one thing in common. It's something that is not easily attainable. What do guys want? What's like the dream girl? A 25-year-old doesn't want a 40-year-old female. He wants 20, 19, 18. That's just something that is just in their mind, just is better, right? It's just, I guess, biologically driven, right? If you're 21, you're not picturing to be with like a 35-year-old MILF. You're just picturing like the cute 18-year-old college girl, right? And that's why this niche literally performs the absolute best in my agency. I will literally, work together with models that are 18, 19. Now the trick is this. They can basically be 22. Actually, my best model right now, I think she's 22, but she looks 18, which basically serves the same. Because now she just looks super young and cute and relatable. Does that make sense? Another niche that works insanely good, which I personally don't really like, and you'll see why, is the trans niche. Now, if you're doing Reddit, basically Reddit, if you are in this niche, you will literally print 6 figures a month. Now with trans girls, me personally, I just find a little bit like, I just don't like looking at that stuff, I guess. I don't want to like be too politically incorrect here, but let's just say I don't like look. It's not my preference, okay? So, but with the trans niche, you just need to make sure that it actually looks like a girl as closely as possible. So for example, I'm working with this guy in my chatting agency, and he's printing like 100K a month right now, and I didn't even know he was trans. The girl that, or the guy is, or whatever, the model, right? I didn't even know that it wasn't a girl. She literally looks blonde, petite, like perfect, okay? Until I realized, or until my manager communicated to me that this isn't even a girl. I was like, wait a minute, that's incredible. And that's one of the most profitable niches you can be in, especially in Reddit. If she looks like a girl, like literally one-to-one, and even if she looks like a teenage girl, like 18, 19, that is literally free money. Another niche that you guys need to look out for is the petite niche. So let me explain you something about the petite niche. It kind of goes hand in hand with the teenage niche. And being petite is actually a commodity. Think about it. How many girls, even if you just walk around, how many girls do you actually see that are like 22 and they're like 130 pounds or 120 pounds, like super skinny? I'm not talking about like anorexia or some, I'm just talking about like 5'4", 120, 130. Most girls, they're voluptuous. And me personally, I actually like curves more. Like I'm not really into skinny girls. But most girls do not look super petite. Now, super petite girls have something else that is pretty good, which is they appear more youthful. They appear cuter, right? Every guy just pictures a girl that they can, I guess, that's smaller than them. No guy wants a girl that's like 6'5", 250 pounds, looks like a fucking linebacker. Guys actually want the opposite, right? So what I always tell guys in my coaching is, if you get models, actually what you could look out for is flat-chested, literally has like no boobs, no ass, literally just flat ass, flat boobs, and that girl will literally perform better than 99% of girls. Trust me, this niche is fucking legit. Now, another niche that works pretty well is the Asian niche. Now, why does the Asian niche work so well? And you guys have to be a little bit careful here, because if you, let's say, have an Asian and she's, I guess, she looks 35, or she is 35, she's a MILF, she's voluptuous, that won't work either. The reason why Asian girls don't work so well is because usually they hit these two things. They look super young, and they're petite, and a lot of guys just have yellow fever. It's another niche that works pretty fucking well. So these are actually the main niches that you guys need to go into. If you don't pick these niches, you're literally you're making a mistake, because you're running the risk of trying to target an audience that does not care about your product. Now I'm gonna show you something else which is fucking crazy, which is something I've observed in my own agency and in the chatting agencies. I've actually had a guy just reach out to me, another guy that makes $100K a month, and he was like, hey bro, I got this model right now, and I don't even know why she's performing that well. It makes no sense to me, right? I'm trying to get better models, but they're not performing as good as this model. Why is that? And I told him why that is, which is number 3. How should I word this correctly? Let's just make it fun, right? Let's put it like this. Okay. Kinda ugly. You guys probably won't believe this, but the best models on the web that make the most amount of money are mid or even kinda ugly. They're like 4, 5, 6 out of 10. There's rarely models that are like 9 or 10 out of 10s that do amazing on a web. Now, why is that? The reason that is because it's not relatable, right? The model that you always work with has to be relatable. Now, remember what I said about the teenage niche, for example? What I was saying was guys picture themselves, for example, being with this not 18, 19, even 20-year-old cute college girl, right? The girl next door. That's what guys dream about. Guys don't think about, oh yeah, I want a girl that is like fake boobs and, fucking looks like a gold digger, is dressed all up in designer, lives in a Miami high-rise condo. Guys don't think like that. What guys want is something that is, first of all, kind of on their level. And most guys are just, I guess, compared to the average girl, the average guy is actually ugly. So if you look at the averages, funny enough, the average girl is more attractive on average than the average guy. Does it make sense? So if, let's say, the average guy is a 4 or 5 in the total poll, of the, how do you call it, the sexual marketplace, then you want a girl that matches that is also kind of mid, which goes in here. So my best model that performs the absolute best is, she's 21 but looks 18, is super petite, and is kind of ugly. Think about that. Isn't that insane? You would think like, wow, Prince, the perfect model, she's probably like a 9 out of 10, blonde, blue eyes, maybe she's, doesn't have to have fake titties, but maybe she's like huge tits and just looks amazing, right? But nah, bro, it's just not like that. Actually, that model, that's one of my worst performing models. I'm just making her work through like shout out. I can explain that strategy in another video. But I just like do shout out for shout out between my models, and then they just make money, I guess, by osmosis, if you want to call it like that. Now, that's what you need to look out for if you need the perfect model, if you want to have the perfect model, if you want to have your ratios be as high as humanly possible. If you have this, you will observe that all of a sudden, all the marketing strategies you do perform pretty fucking well. Actually, I forgot one more niche, which I'm going to talk about right now, which is the goth niche. You can say goth / e-girl. That niche also performs pretty fucking well. Now, let's turn our brains on now. I mean, obviously mine is always turned on, but I guess the audience, turn your brain on. Why do you think the goth niche actually works well? I'm waiting, right? It's because girls who usually look like goth or these e-girl types of girls, they're not like 45 MILFs, single mothers, whatever, right? They're usually younger, they're teenage, they're usually petite, right? And then they're just into goth. They're just into this e-girl, I guess, stuff, right? I almost said the B word. I'm trying to be a little bit politically correct, if you guys notice, right? Like, people told me, on YouTube, bro, you can't be that crazy. I'm trying to be, I'll just say e-girl stuff, not e-girl, the B word. But that's it, guys. If you get a new model, make sure you're hitting all of these things, and you will make money.